An introduction to Trilivy, creating real health through the Trilogy of Health. Welcome. I'm so glad you're here. Today isn't meant to be a complete deep dive into everything Trilivy is. It's a quick overview of who we are, what we believe, and why I'm so passionate about sharing it. Before we begin, I'd like to tell you about the name itself, Trilivy. Trilivy wasn't chosen by accident. It reflects the full scope of who we are, what we do, and where we're going. The name is inspired by Trilogy 3, Vita, Life, Via, the Way. To get together, Trilivy represents a comprehensive approach to taking ownership of your health, not just your weight, not just your nutrition, not just your mindset, and not just your finances, your whole life. Because I believe this with all of my heart. Health isn't just about your body. It's about becoming the person you were created to be. At Trilivy, we call the Trilogy of Health healthy body, healthy mind, and healthy finances. Imagine three circles overlapping. Each circle matters, but right in the center is where they all come together. That's where balance is found. That's where resilience is built. That's where we become whole. Why does Trilivy exist? Before we talk about the solution, let's talk about the problem. Nearly 90% of Americans are metabolically unhealthy. Most people think their problem is weight. I don't believe weight is usually the problem. Weight is often the symptom. The real issue is metabolic dysfunction. Over time, highly processed foods, chronic stress, poor sleep, sedentary routines, years of unhealthy habits all begin changing how our bodies function. Our metabolism quietly begins working against us instead of for us. Some common signs include excess weight, brain fog, low energy, increased cravings, poor sleep, stubborn belly fat, difficulty maintaining muscle. The real issue is metabolic dysfunction. Over time, highly processed foods, chronic stress, poor sleep, sedentary routines, years of unhealthy habits, all begin changing how our bodies function. Our metabolism quietly begins working against us instead of for us. Some common signs include excess weight, brain fog, low energy, increased cravings, poor sleep, stubborn belly fat, difficulty maintaining muscle, feeling like your body has slowed down. Many people simply say, I'm getting older. Maybe, but maybe your metabolism is simply asking for help. And here's the exciting news. Every one of us can rewrite our story. You are not too old. You are not too far gone. Your metabolism can improve. Your habits can change. Your future can look different. We create real health. One of the biggest mindset shifts I hope you hear today is this. At Trivoli, we don't help people simply get healthy. We create real health. Real health isn't built overnight. It's created one choice, one habit, one day at a time. Every healthy meal, every walk, every night of quality sleep, every coaching conversation, every intentional decision, every act of preparation. They're all deposits into the life you're creating because health isn't something you find. It's something you create. Our first pillar, healthy body. A healthy body looks different for everyone. As we're younger, our bodies are naturally more resilient. As we age, years of unhealthy habits begin catching up with us. The good news, the body has an incredible ability to heal. We begin creating the right environment for it. The 6 macro habits of health. Everything we do is built around 6 foundational habits: healthy weight management, healthy fueling and hydration, healthy motion, healthy sleep, healthy mind, healthy surroundings. These aren't temporary habits, they're lifelong habits. Metabolic synchronization. One of the things that makes Trilogy unique is that we combine breakthrough science with sustainable habits. Our breakthrough science is called metabolic synchronization. It reverses metabolic dysfunction by bringing your body's energy use, fat burning, and muscle preservation back into harmony. The result? A body that works with you instead of against you. One that looks better, feels better, functions better, and lives better. The science and the habits, science alone isn't enough. Willpower alone isn't enough. That's why Trilogy combines the metabolic synchronization with our habits of health. Together, they create lasting transformation, not temporary motivation, real health. This is one of the things that excites me the most, beyond the scale. Our clinical studies now allow us to confidently talk about 12 key health outcomes associated with weight loss achieved through improved metabolic health. Previously, we could discuss improvements in type 2 diabetes, high cholesterol, triglycerides, high blood pressure, insulin sensitivity. And today, we can also talk about improvements in liver health, joint health, musculoskeletal health, digestive health, PCOS, sleep health, mental well-being, and quality of life. That's incredible, because this isn't about smaller genes. It's about creating health from the inside out. Results you can feel, see, and measure. These are our clinical results. 14% average reduction in visceral fat. That's that dangerous stuff that's squeezing off your organs. 98% lean muscle retention. Healthy muscle protection, improved metabolic health, transformative outcomes in as little as 16 weeks. We don't coach people to weight, we coach people to health. And we have an amazing team of doctors and scientists behind what we do. Now, we have 3 phases to our healthy body journey. First, we're going to talk about the reset. Reset reverses metabolic dysfunction. It resets metabolism. You lose unhealthy fat while protecting lean muscle. You begin healing from the inside out. I want to add in this section about our products that we use for simplicity and sustainability. We have a MedAdvantage technology where we've added a postbiotic to help reduce waist circumference, chromium picolinate, which helps maintain insulin function, and choline, which supports normal fat metabolism. And one other side note that always blows me away: the only cost to someone who decides to embrace creating health is in their life is to purchase healthy food from our health food store instead of their grocery store. And then the cost of purchasing a business. All of the rest comes with the Trilogy mission. Now, there are all sorts of different programs that we have depending on what the need is. So I'm not going to go into the individual different programs. That's something that you will want to talk to a coach about. So now the second phase of our body journey is refine. I like to compare refine to getting braces on. You know, you put the work in, you put in the investment of time and money, and then the braces come off. Then your orthodontist gives you a retainer. Why? Because your teeth naturally want to go back. The retainer protects everything you've worked so hard to accomplish. That's exactly what the Refine does. Over 6 weeks, we carefully transition from the fat burning stage into lifelong health, healthy living. This isn't just changing nutrition, it's changing your identity. And then we move into the renew phase. Renew is my favorite phase because you're no longer losing weight. You're no longer striving to lose weight. You're living. Personally, my reset lasted 5 months. My refine lasted 6 weeks. And now I've spent more than 11 years living in renew. Has it been perfect? Absolutely not. Life still happens, but I'm no longer trying to become healthy. I'm living healthy, and that's renew. What's our second pillar? Healthy mind. The greatest transformation doesn't happen on the outside. It happens between your ears. For years, I thought I had a weight problem. I didn't. I had a thinking problem. I kept saying, I know what to do, I'm just not doing it. If I truly knew, why did it keep ending up in the same place? Because I didn't know what I didn't know. That's when everything changed. I became open, curious, teachable. Let me touch on a few of our tools in our toolbox. Open, curious growth mindset. Growth begins the moment we become teachable. Instead of say, I already know, we begin asking, what can I learn? Another tool, we don't hate ourselves to health. For years, I tried to hate myself to health. That was my yo-yo dieting from the time I was 12. It never lasted. This journey taught me something different. You don't hate yourself into health. You love yourself into health. Every healthy decision becomes an act of self-respect. And another tool, we change our identity. Healthy people don't spend every day trying to make healthy choices. Healthy choices simply become who they are. Our goal isn't changing behavior. Our goal is changing identity. I am a healthy person. Another tool that I absolutely love is stop, challenge, choose. Create a break. Pause. Challenge the thought. Don't let that something happening turn into a reaction. Slow it down so that your response is something that you have thought through. Choose your next healthy step. One healthy choice at a time, one habit, one day. That's how we create real health. Next, human connection is our superpower. This isn't just a program, it's a movement powered by people. Human connection is our superpower. With support, you go farther. With accountability, you rise faster. You grow stronger. And when you're part of something bigger than yourself, you stay longer. Because behind every transformation is a relationship. And then there's coaching. A coach is your co-pilot, someone who listens, understands, guides, encourages, believes in you until you believe in yourself. Research shows that up to 10 times more weight is lost when you're working with a coach. Up to 17 times more fat is lost when you're working with a coach. Information changes minds. Relationships change lives. Now, community. Healing happens better together. Someone's been where you are. Someone has overcome what you're facing. You're never alone. 40 years. Trilivy combines world-class science, world-class coaching, world-class community, backed by over 40 years of scientific innovation, helping more than 3 million people transform their health. Now, pillar 3, healthy finances. Financial health matters. Financial stress affects our relationships, our health, our peace. Coaching creates opportunity. Some people simply pay for their own healthy lifestyle. Others create additional income. Others build a business. What I love is that your paycheck becomes purpose-driven. Every paycheck represents another life changed, helping people create real health. That's meaningful. One lesson I've learned, the best coach is the best client. As I continue growing, learning, and applying, I naturally have something to give away. It's crazy when I plug in and get filled up, how incredible it is that that's the overflowing. That's what real coaching is. There's a few things about our program and how it is different when you own your own business within our business. Real health changes everything. Real health isn't simply about losing weight. It's having the energy to play with your kids and grandkids. It's repairing relationships. It's showing up differently for the people you love. It's waking up excited instead of exhausted. It's living with confidence. It's living with purpose. When we create real health, we don't just change our lives. We change the lives of everyone around us. We don't get healthy. We create health. Remember those three circles: healthy body, healthy mind, healthy finances? When they come together, we become whole. That is the trilogy of health. That is Trilivy. My invitation, this hasn't been a complete deep dive into everything Trilivy is. It's simply been an introduction to the heart behind what we do. The opportunity is here. The science is here. The education is here. The coaching is here. The community is here. What happens next is up to you. Your responsibility to this opportunity will determine whether you begin creating your own trilogy of health. So I invite you, jump in, dig deep, create real health, become the person you deserve to be. Because Trilivy isn't a destination, it's a lifelong path to greater health, greater freedom, greater purpose, and greater possibilities. Welcome to Trilivy. Thanks for joining me. My name is TJ Goade, and if you couldn't tell, I love being an independent, certified Trilivy coach. Thanks for joining me.